YouTube. Yes, hi everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into the session today. Sorry, multiple screens, so I have to keep moving to ensure that everyone across both platforms hear me. I am super excited to be here today. I'm going to try to not hold my microphone today because I realized that in between holding it yesterday, I missed my voice. I mean, there was also some noise in the background, so not necessarily that my voice was not apparent, but that could be stressful for someone who is listening in a hurry. Thank you so much. So sorry, I'm seeing something on my screen. Yesterday we discussed ICP, the research that we've gotten for Zago Tours, and how we're going to position, going forward. And today I'm just going to be walking you through the decisions that I've made based on that ICP. I'm going to be taking you through the practicality of that decision. That is the pitch deck that I've created and my first sales direction. And you know why I'm going that way. So let me share my screen. For folks on YouTube, I'm so sorry because I realized that if I decide to share my screen on YouTube, it's going to take you like a few seconds before you can see that screen. But yeah, that's the only way we have for now. Tab. I just want to believe that you see it because YouTube can be a mess sometimes. And I'm going to the specific place that I'm going to on this ICP tab is the geography. This geography is really where our target market really can be found. I realized that Gen Zs and millennials that I'm saying between the ages of 18 to 35, but after the research I realized that we're really for people between the ages of 24 to 35 because they are not necessarily looking for budget trips. So we're not looking for folks that are in their gap year. We're most likely looking for digital nomads and folks that are already working, young working professionals, but love to travel and see the world. And I made two cognizant example, which is Maya. Maya is, falls into the young professional category, and then Daniel falls into the digital nomad category. And so there are two different set of people. The first one is eco-conscious. The other person just love thrills. They're constantly exploring the world. For a couple of them, they could even travel 7 times in a year. So we have this geography where we have this population, right? And not only do we have this population where it is a mass movement. So when I say mass movement, when I say mass movement, I am saying that there's a spontaneous and incredible growth in the demand for adventure tours over the last 5 years in these places. And the first is North America, the second is West Europe, the third is Australia, the fourth is India, and then the fifth is China and Korea. Now, you see, the truth is, I have 100 days to make 100 bookings. I like to think that I do not have time on my side. And Western Europe and Northern America are extremely developed markets, even Australia, especially with demands for things like this. So if I go to some place in Australia and I am saying I want you to partner with us, I need you to give me access to your community. Um, Best believe it's going to take some time, yes, before they respond. Some of them may request for money. But as an international tourism marketing strategist, I have decided to go to the easiest market to enter, not because not because some of them may not ask me for money, but it's easy to penetrate in the sense that they have this audience and their culture values long-term relationship. And then I am also bringing something to the table as a business, which is market diversity, really, because for most of them they sell adventure tours in their local region, and everybody loves that their brand is getting a global twist. And for Zago Tours, we are a UK incorporated business, so that gives them that advantage. I'm trying to go through my notes so that I don't, speak of my notes. I don't move ahead of myself with what I have here in my notes based on my research. So I'm going to be starting with the Asian market. Yes, I know that in this list for geography, I only have India, China, and Korea. But I am going to be looking at the Asian market as a whole and then go to specific markets that are English speaking because do not forget the Asian market is very diverse. Places like China and Korea, places like Japan and Korea could be a bit hard to penetrate right now. So I'm not even going into China and Korea right now. because of the relationship building, and then bringing my current relationship into what they have there. I'd rather go to places like the Singapore, the Philippines, and other English speaking Asian countries. But right now we're starting with Asia. Now, I studied a couple of competitors in the Asian market too to see what set us apart. And I realized that most of our competitors in the Asian market, you know, they have a broad scope of that market, just like I mentioned earlier, but they do not have cross-regional influence in that sense, right? And I looked at it from the angle of broad competitors and narrow competitors, right? So broad competitors are like the G Adventures, the Interpret Travel, the Toucan Travel, the Club, the KK Day, the Dragoman, the Exodus Travel. They all have one thing in common. They exclusively sell Asia, and then they sell adventure and some other kind of trips. So what we sell really is category deep adventure tours. And we're not necessarily telling folks in Asia to buy from those in Asia, even though we sell trips in Asia. We're bringing them out of Asia, and that's our differentiator really. So we're building a lifestyle culture. It's called Outbound for Asian Youth. So for our competitors, they have strong strength, which is they have local expertise. Yeah, we do have that, but we only have like a couple of travel and tour operators that have that. So another thing is that they have wide Asian adventure catalog. We don't. We only sell specific adventure tours, right? And imagine for a company like us that sells like 10 across maybe 16 countries right now. I'm sure that there are some activities that they count as adventure, but they're not really hard adventures, because again, there's hard adventures and then there's soft adventure. I'm trying to speak a bit louder so that I can really get into the mic for folks on YouTube. And they have logistics, so they have the advantage of logistics. And what that means is that when they say, oh, a place in India, they could say it's $500. They could say it's like $700, because they have local expertise, and then they just have the wherewithal to make it work in the local environment. But then their weakness is also that they sell like lots of Asian toys. And so we have an approach. We're not selling Asian tours. We are selling global trips to the Asian market. And I think that one of the things that really interests me about Asian market is that even the young folks in the Asian market are looking for that tourism. So wherever somebody is already looking for that tourism, it means that they love being wild. They don't mind if it's extreme. It's just that safety has to be communicated the appropriate way. And so for us, the way we're going to be taking over the Asian market is lifestyle branding, right? We're going to be saying we're bringing a community of Asian adventurers. So that takes them off just, their backyard adventures. You see, the truth is, the reason I've decided to do Asian is because, like I said earlier, I have a feeling that the Asian market it's going to be easy to penetrate. But, I'm not just going with a feeling or a hunch, because I've studied a bit of the Asian market. And so I have also prepared a partnership model that appeals to that market. That market is very particular about relationship building. So for the Asian market, we're not just offering them a 1 year partnership deal. We're not just even offering them like a mega 5%, 10%, or even just 20%. We are offering partnerships that looks like a status. I'm just going to quickly take you through the partnership deck that I've created for the Asian market, specifically for this market. Okay, so travel community leader, go to for I'm just gonna take you like through this quickly and then tell you my inspiration for doing this. Sorry, my apologies to everybody on Instagram. It's just that another thing that doesn't make Instagram the most exciting for me is because after 24 hours, this live goes off. But with YouTube, it stays there forever. So you have to forgive me. Please feel free to join us on Instagram tomorrow, but it would be nice if you could like come on YouTube. Thank you. So yes, am I sharing my screen? Yes, let me quickly share this tab. So just in case for anyone who is looking at this and they're wondering, how do I create a partnership deck for folks that want to partner with and all of that? And by the way, I'm not. This is a kind of partnership that also breeds collaboration, because the way you communicate partnerships really determine if you get a yes or a no. So yeah. So I titled it travel community leader instead of whatever everybody else in the market would title it, because our lingo, our language, and every other thing has to be informed by the culture of that place, and then our key core messaging too. So I said this, that they go to what they go to for Gen Zs and millennials to find quality safe, da 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 da, and I introduced them to why exactly we're coming to them. Right, they build a trusted travel community, they inspire, guide, and connect folks that love to explore. And I'm here to help them give that community more than just conversations, but real life adventures they can join. So specifically, this partnership deck is for community leaders, travel community leaders, folks that have newsletters, Facebook community, they have access to Discord communities, they have their own audience, right? So I know that we have Facebook that is very popular. We have WhatsApp, we have Discord, but I know that people in Asia, for a couple of them too, they have like their own platform of communication. And so when we get those kind of specific platforms and they use it in the adventure space or in the travel space in Asia, we are more than happy to partner with them, and that'll be like the next step. And then I told them I went further to explain the opportunities in the adventure tourism space, and I hope I'm sharing this tab. Then partnership perks. So, like I said, we're not just offering them commission, we're offering them continuity, and that's very cognizant in the way that I've shaped these partnership perks. Then, and yes, if you look at this, you also see that it's about positioning, right? As somebody who is as someone who has created tons of partnership decks, and as somebody who has reviewed tons of partnership decks and felt annoyed, felt annoyed because I've seen somebody offer me something that was totally out of it. I didn't need to think about it. I just rejected it outrightly. So I know to do better. We're also offering them a badge, so that fostered exclusivity. We're featuring them on our socials and all of that, and then we're doing cross promotion. So they're not the only ones introducing their community to us. We're also introducing them to our community, and that's how we continue to give them that spread. And we also have like the leverage of audience really. And then this is what's in it for their community. We spoke about our range, a range of product pricing, the curated itineraries. Then we also spoke about the booking system. We also spoke about what they get when their community sign up early, and then we also spoke about Zago Voice. So Zago Voice is a campaign for our Gen Z and millennial audience. There's a lot on Zago Voice. Zago Voice is one thing I'm excited about. They get free virtual tours. They get access to free trip planning. We have agents in our community we're partnering with that. They get on our podcast, loads and loads. So so it's not just like they're giving us access to their network or they're just becoming partners with us. It's an agreement. I've created an agreement that looks like I have thought very well about them and their audience. And so, in that sense, we call it an irresistible partnership agreement. Then I spoke to them about our audience, people that we're targeting, right? Because I also have to be sure that we can get 100 bookings in 100 days, right? So getting 100 bookings in 100 days is not just about reaching out, it's about activating our outreach. And so this also gives me an idea. Even before I get on the call with them, I'm sending this. And when we are getting on the call, we're talking strategic talks, right? Because now they understand our audience, they can even reject on the basis of, oh, I looked at your stuff. I realized that these are the people we have. These are the people that you're looking for, or this is the statistics of the people that you need. This is the statistics that I have in my audience. And then it helps me get strategic on how to use that audience. So I gave them like two examples of our audiences, one in Bali, one in the Philippines, based on our ICP research. And thus I said that the ICP research is, very good. And then I also told them about the experiences and the destinations that were currently available in. And then I shared how it works. So we get on a call, I answer their questions, and then I send the contract, we do the paperwork, then promotions and all of that, then conversions, how it will work. And I also shared why they should partner with us. And then I shared some social proof, very, very important. And then, how they can reach out to us. And let me say something here. Now, if you look at our sorry, I have so many tabs. Zago Voice campaign. I said that through the Zago Voice campaign, we're going to be getting 2,500. That's how we're going to achieve the 100 trips in 100 days. Because when we do the introductions, those were funneled into our community. from our community, they get on all stories. We build our referral funnel through that. And from that also, we also community into sales. And so the first way we're going to be going around achieving the 100 trips in 100 days and also getting our community set up for the first 2,500 people is going to the Asian market, pitching their travel community leaders, getting people from their travel community leaders into the Zago Voice, right? Zago Voice is our content marketing and awareness and trust building funnel, getting people into Zago Voice, and then from Zago Voice, amplifying that into sales. Right. So I mean, for getting these travel community leaders, I don't have anything yet. But right now I'm going to start with the first keyword. We're going to be doing this together so I can show you how this will work. Also, because I'm going to be starting with, going to the Asian market, I'm excited. I think you can sense that I was saying. I'm going to for now at least this the rest of this week, I am not going to focus on sending DMs to anybody outside and these people. I'm going to be sending them DMs, email pitches, and I'm creating a call script. So I'm going to take you to that right now. I have a template, but I'm going to be editing the template with you live. I think we should start from there. Then tomorrow we go to gathering leads, or how I've gathered leads, how I'm currently reaching out to them. Okay, so let's see. Partner. I think I said it as partner page. Zago Voice Partners. Okay. Okay, so I have pitch samples here. Ah, okay. If you want me to send you samples of how I got our deck done, to I used Canva, by the way. I used Canva. I saw lots of. I think I checked over 10 different templates online because I wanted to do something different. Your language, the activities that you're currently doing is what will be your advantage. And so for me, it was very, very important that I have a competitive edge over whatever it is that they've seen or whatever has been really presented to them. And so that kind of informed my language, that informed everything that I did. And then because my focus really is relationship building, I have a belief, because this market is heavy on relationship building, I have a belief that regardless of what I say, I get some people to say yes, and even those that would say no, they would say no politely. But if you go on to them with the same way you go to a US market, you go to a UK market, I'm just here, I want to sell, I may be hit with a lot of no's. So just keeping my language soft in the presentation deck was very, very intentional. And have front page is very intentional too. I wanted you to communicate something. Okay, so I have something here. I'm trying to open the pitch that I did yesterday and then share with you. Outreach. Okay, I tested it outreach one. Apologies. You can see the screen. Okay, we're here. Look at this. So we're here and we'll just click on this. Okay, so this is the email pitch template. Collaboration. I actually don't look at I don't want to do this. And also, while we're doing this, I envision that for some people that I get an email for the first time, I send the email, but I would also do calls and DM across socials too. Most likely Facebook for some of them. If I'm unable to get them on calls or their email, then I'll do a DM. This heading is too long, but if anything changes along the line, I would. This heading looks too long, but if anything changes along the line, I'd be happy to you know, correct and adapt. I just wanted to say that tomorrow I'm going to try to change this my position. It's stressful to keep stretching and stretching. Anyways, this is my subject. This is the subject I'm trying. I hope I'm sharing this screen already. Okay, yes, I'm sharing the screen. I said, do you think global collaboration makes sense for community name right now? Hi, first name. I don't like the I hope you're doing well side of things. Hi, Anita. Just an example. Esther, head of partnership, and I've been following. Okay, so another thing I've decided is that, okay, I'm sharing a top secret. I hope that the community leader doesn't later come on to see this, but if they do. So while I'm going to be messaging a quite, a couple of community leaders, I'm going to be only going after high quality communities because I did my math. If you have a community of like 5,000 people, and even if only 2% of that community converts, right? And then we do that across like five communities, it's enough to get us our first 100 bookings. So I'm going to be going to high communities, high quality community, and then I'm going to be approaching each community member like they're the first person I'm speaking to. Of course, this is exclusive. Absolutely, it's exclusive. And that's why I'm going to be taking the time to read up on their community and, all of that. I like the word I really admire. Say, admire how engaged you are. Or this may change to something like their latest post. Latest post. Or something. Or social proof from their community. Or proof from their community. And I wanted to say, do you think global collaboration makes sense for hi Esther? Oh, sorry, hi their first name. Esther, head of partnership at Zago Choice, and I've been following. Okay, admire how engaged your. I don't think I want to say your Gen Z audiences. I mean, it's good, but it's not deep enough. Doesn't give them any context. Something like, okay, so I'm going to reference something like their latest post or proof from their community. So if somebody in their community is saying, I love the kind of, say if they send newsletters, and somebody's like, I love the kind of newsletters that you send, or I read your newsletter on Tuesday and that kind of resonates with me. So that's what I'm going to be weaving into my email. I want to do something personal. Okay. So no, I don't want to. I'm going to say something here. I thought to reach you. I want to sound very personal. To reach you. When I saw, so I'm going to say whatever it is I saw. I'm going to say whatever it is I saw here. Zago toys could potentially help. So I'm going to mention that need or pinpoint here and link it to the Asian market. So I'm going to say pinpoint, then link it to the Asian market. Like I said, we're only going after quality travel community leaders. So even if it's just 10 and all the 10 emails are personalized, then that makes a lot of sense. Uh, to the Asian market. And, I have to paint the big picture at this point. So I'm going to link a need or pain point to the Asian market and how that positions them for an opportunity as a travel community leader. Okay. Again, I'm not selling anything, even though I want to sell, but we have to help first. Yes. So, yes. And then I say, if this sounds interesting, I'd love to schedule a quick yes to create value for your audience. I might interchange this, so you may not necessarily end that value for your audience, but yeah. Instead of saying looking forward to talk to you, I'm going to say talk soon. And I'm going to say Esther, okay, first name basis, because that opens the door more. Esther, let me say here the partnerships. Partnership, laboratories. Okay, what do we have here? We could have, because we don't have an MVP up yet. I could say we could have it, yes, and then I will attach the deck. Yes, the deck will tell them a lot more. Attach deck. Okay. So in my signature, I think I should have our telephone number there. Will they most likely call me? They may not call. I don't think we should have our telephone number there. Okay, sorry. For the DM, it's going to be very straight to the point. I'd love to explore. I want to tell them what I can do for them. I want my messaging to the Asian market to be structured as this is what we are capable of. This is what I know that you need. We're here whenever you're ready. So I want to be urgent without being urgent by my words. And how do you do that? You position yourself as the person that's capable of helping other people reach their because again, to the travel community leaders, we are their we are their opportunity. No, 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 that's not the one. We are their bridge into their bridge to be a global adventurer. So hi first name. I'm just gonna copy this. I don't there's no need to introduce myself so much. Just it's a simple deal. Okay, I don't also need to say I love the work. Need to be that formal to say thanks and put my name. Would you be open to a global collaboration? For some of them, they may be like, oh, uh, I don't think I want to go global now. For a few of them, might be like, what does a global collaboration really entail? But the world is a global market, right? So we see if this last line doesn't work, I'll keep tweaking till we get something that makes more sense for them. Or instead of saying, would you be able to a global collaboration now? We could say something like, do you think your audience would love to see beyond Asia? That's smart. Do you think see the world beyond Asia? Some people will get annoyed at this and say, oh, but my audience are everywhere. What do you mean beyond Asia? But at least it did something. It got their attention. So if you offend them, you can then say, oh, you didn't mean it like that, and then take the conversation from there. Yes, so I thought to reach her. Okay, so there's no need to introduce Zago to us in the first post on the DM. From the when I ask the first question, they send the response and we take it from there. So this is the call script. I have 2 minutes left to the end of this session. Hi, first name. Now, if I say I really admire their community, except I've sent a mail first as I've sent a DM, I probably wouldn't know a lot about their community. So if I'm going to be doing, I don't know what will be happening first if it's a call because when I start, looking for contacts, that's when I would know that okay, I would know what is easy to get, what is obtainable, and then what is not. Then we take you from there. Hi, first name. This is. I love what you are doing. I love what you're doing with. I see your current partners. Current partners. Uh, so if they have current partners, you mentioned. If they have current programs or activities, you mentioned, and what that does the most with. I know what you're doing with community name. Then we say, I see your current partners or current programs are, and I'd like to. No, no, I already called them, so there's no point saying would I love for them to chat. chat about collaboration. Would you be open to collaborating with a global adventure community? So if yes, the my pitch is better for the yes, not for the no's. I work with da 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 da. Nah, this doesn't give the Esther vibe. I'm quite confident on Coco, so yeah. If yes, we'll say, oh, okay. Well, Zago has currently just gotten into the Asian market. The Asian market and looking to collaborate with travel community leaders like you who care that Asian travelers should have variety, thereby it wouldn't be like this, but this is the idea. I'm not sure I would say so many words like this, but this is the idea, thereby opening them up to becoming global adventurers. One of the things we've seen for other developed markets is that one of the things we've seen for sorry, other developed markets is that, and then I studied the research, and then how they travel and how they see travel. So, should, okay, I don't think that's the word. And is looking for developed market is one of the things we've seen for other developed markets is that this kind of travel shapes the culture. I'm also going to go to my Google account now, and I'm going to go into Google and type what has global travel among youths and millennials. Okay, well, among youths done for the European market or the US market, and I'm going to attach that fact in here. So, yes, and then after that, I'll move them to a call. Then on the Zoom call, I explain the partnership deck more, and I move them into our process. That's how it's going to work. Right now, okay, I guess that tomorrow I'm going to explain the end-to-end process, what happens after, where will they be moved into, and all of that. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I think it's past 30 minutes. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye. And thank you so much for your support. Okay, so